Aloha. Welcome back to the Green Garden Guy Show. I've just returned from Hilo, and I had an encounter with the Hawaiian agricultural inspectors. I had to mail 300 pineapple tops to various guys, both here in Hawaii and on the mainland, in both directions. And of course, that requires inspection in order to leave the island. All green plant material requires inspection before it leaves the island. They've gotten real poopy about any kind of fruit. Okay, so used to be we could get off of here with local grown pineapples, but last I checked, because of fire ants, these guys want them in Dole's carton, or some corporate thing. And so we even really can't move the pineapples themselves off the island without irradiating them anymore. But not my concern. They're perishable. They don't ship very well anyway, so we sell them all right here. But it's the tops that everybody wants. People have experienced the white pineapple when they were here on the islands, and it's incredible, right? There's no exaggeration there. That's a good pineapple. And of course, there's folks over on the mainland who are watching videos like the Green Garden Guy here, and he's packing white pineapple in his face, and he's just going, "Oh man, is that good?" And so, got to have it, Yeah, so I hadn't put up any ads. I don't remember making any videos telling everybody, "Hey guys, I got pineapple slips." But that's true, I do. And so somebody was on time, and I have been getting many requests. I believe now we are at probably 600 slips that I've shipped so far. We still have slips. There's more. I can still slip. Ship. That was a slip of the tongue, wasn't it? A ship of the tongue. Anyway, I can still ship more slips. We have plenty of them yet. And I did get, one gentleman asked me this morning about the Florida landrace pineapple. I know people have been out there waiting for the Florida landrace pineapple. Well, I have enough slips on that this year that I can afford to part with some. Now, it's probably going to be like picking up a ribeye steak at Safeway with the meat packers, locked down, because I don't have that many. But I do have quite a few, and we can part with slips. And so that famous Florida landrace pineapple can be shipped off island if somebody wants to have slips for it. Now this year we can take care of you. But I will warn you. Just be forewarned, because people ask, but I have to tell you that because of the fact that all this stuff's got to get inspected, and for me it's like a 50-mile round trip to even get them to look at it, and then of course like this morning I've got 6 boxes, 300 slips, and the gentleman in the ag department, he didn't shirk his duties, man. That guy took every one of the slips out of the box, bounced it on the table to see if anything could fall out of it, and then put it back and went through all those slips. They're conscientious. They take their job seriously. So as you can imagine, the anticipation, because of COVID, I'm locked out in the parking lot, sit by my car instead of in the office. So I got to sit there and just wait and go, there's not going to be a problem. He ain't going to find any scale, huh? I'm real sure there wasn't a white fly in there anywhere, Well, the whole reason really for me doing this video today was my experience at the Hawaiian Egg Inspector. I want to go, hey, hang loose guys, aloha, absolutely. Thumbs up. Not only good work, I watched him through the windows, and the guy really did inspect that load of tops. I mean, they're not that dangerous, really. I guess about the only thing we're really worried about with them is fire ant. There's a lot of fire ant in Puna now. I don't have fire ant. But nevertheless, you never know when it might start, right? So it's a little nerve-wracking, but he went through every one of them, checked them over, and then when he came back out front with the boxes for me to seal and stamp them, he made a real point of saying, "These are so clean." He says, I wish everybody would bring stuff in for inspection that's as clean as these. He said that they're just absolutely the best he has seen come through. They're extraordinary. It really made me feel good. I mean, I suppose if you're out there demonstrating in the streets and you get a hug from a cop or something, whatever. So I didn't quite get a hug from the ag department this morning, but I got a compliment on our cleanliness, quality. That means a lot to me, I mean, I'm in business. Things happen, right? But I don't want to go sending bugs to people, I don't want to create problems. I want it to be as represented and good and clean. And so it was really nice. It just was so nice this morning to hear this because I was a little keyed up waiting. They, could have come out and said, oh, well, 2 of the boxes are good, but the other 4 are rejected. No, wasn't that way. It was really, really pleasant. And so, and so then maybe if there are people out there either on the island, who maybe have considering shipping things off or, people who want to try to move things back to the mainland or, whatever you're up to. But if there's people over here that are interested in this, personally, I like the seed business. That's where I'm really happy. I mean, they're generally dry, hard, not very perishable and so on, and not highly regulated either, which is the good thing. But the plant's another story. So for all of us living here in Hawaii, or anybody that was traveling here and wants to ship something back, live plants, you can do that. You have to go to the agricultural department. And if you're here in the Hilo side, east side of the island, that's right there in the airport, kind of near the post office area. It's not in the terminal. It's in other buildings. Anyway, they're over there, and there are some limitations. As they say, fruit is not. Don't even think about it. The plants, if you're going to ship, have to either be cutting with no soil, bare root plants with roots but clean, no soil, or they can be potted as long as they are in a soilless medium. Now what that means is no native soil. Okay, so you can't go out here in the field, dig up some of the stuff, put it in a pot, and try to grow a plant in it and then try to ship it. They will not allow that. All media that's used here must be artificial media. Now, we used to use a lot of cinder, and they still do use cinder, but cinder had been found to have nematodes on the island. And so now the ag department, if you're using cinder, they're going to make you prove that it was steamed. So, if you're using cinder, which adds one more problem to the hoops, I don't use cinder. I don't like cinder. It's not a good grow medium. The only thing it's got going for it, it's abundant on a volcanic island. But it isn't a good medium anyway. It does not form good roots. So I avoid it. What they prefer are these artificial growing medias like SunGrow or ProMix, things that are made pretty much out of perlite, milled sphagnum peat moss, vermiculite, wood compost is all right, that type of stuff. No soil. And so if you're in a soilless media and we don't have pests on the plants, if the plants are pest-free, and then, that includes ants or anything else. Ants are really the big one here right now. That's the worst one they're worried about right now is the fire ant. So ants are a problem. Make sure your plants are clean. I usually will, like pineapple tops, I soak the stuff. Not long, because more than maybe about 4 or 5 hours underwater actually damages pineapple slips. They don't like being hydrated to that extent. They're better off laying in the sun than they are soaked in water. So it's a few hours in water to chase anything out that's mobile, ants particularly, and then I rinse them all off, spread them out, dry them out someplace. And then before I pack them, I knock them two together to make sure nothing falls out. Put them in the box. Yeah, and so if you follow that sort of conscientious approach that your plants are relatively pest-free, they're clean, we just bring them, set them at the ag department. Guys take them in, they'll look them over, check to see if there's any kind of problems whatsoever. If there are problems, well, they're going to let you know, but usually they'll allow you to address the problem and then come back again with the plants, even within the same day. I've been made to wash things before. I had some white flies one time on Psychotria plants. I was made to go home and spray them, that kind of stuff. So make sure they're clean. If they're clean, there's not going to be any problem whatsoever. And so what they'll do is if they're going to the other island, they just give you a little slip and you stick that on the box. It's not a big deal going across the channel. But if they're going to the mainland, then they will stand there right in front of you and you will tape the box shut and then they will put the stickers on, tape over them, so there's no way that you can fraud the thing, actually, is the idea. So you don't start shoving other stuff in the box on the way to the post office. So the box is sealed, in front of the inspector. It's not that complicated, and you can send a lot of stuff. And in fact, if you belong to the farm bureaus here, or you're working with the Hawaii floriculture and nursery people, or the Big Island Association of Nursery, all of these folks that are associated with shipping either flowers, shipping plants, or shipping produce, they all have special rates on FedEx. And so when you belong to an organization, you get this pretty much automatically. Say you enroll with FedEx with your registration number for the Nursery Association. They will reduce the price of shipping goods on the airplanes out of here to roughly about 20% of what they will charge everybody else. The reason that's done is because planes come over here full, but the planes tend to leave rather empty. And so to encourage full planes going back, they give folks here on the island a discount, and it's a big one. Boy, oh boy. I think the last time I shipped 30 pounds of plant material, it cost me just about the same as one of those USPS large cartons. It's very reasonable. And so stick that in there and note it. You may want to find out about doing that because I tell you, this COVID thing, business has been hurt. People are suffering. Obviously, Hawaii's tourist industry is crushed. It doesn't even exist hardly at all. Yet, I'm shipping. I'm busy. Really, I'm panting, trying to keep up with all the seeds, the pineapple slips, the plants, even local nursery business has been okay. Truly, in the midst of this entire disaster of a pandemic, I've been busy. Guess I'm in the right business. People are home, they're looking at the gardens, they want to grow stuff, whatever. So anyway, back to that one. It isn't that hard to get things off the island. Now, one important note. 46 U.S. states allow nursery people here to ship stock from this island to the destination with nothing more than a simple inspection by our egg inspectors. And believe me, when I watch that man pull 300 pineapple tops out of those boxes and shake every one of them, they look hard here. Okay, they look at it. You can pretty much trust your Hawaiian guys that they aren't going to be sending anything off island that's dirty. But nevertheless, we have 4 states, sadly, really, that are in this national APIS certification thing that California, Arizona, Texas, and Louisiana. If you live here, you grow plants, and you want to ship them, you are going to have to become certified to the standards of those states. Okay, and it's a pain. I mean, I got a stack of paper that thick sitting on my desk over here that's the process of certification for California. I mean, it's not that big a deal. All right, it really isn't. But it offends me. For years, I did send things to 50 states with no restrictions other than this, standard inspection. But a lot of the massive agricultural companies have lobbied Congress to try to get these sorts of regulations in. They tend to crush the little guys, is really what it does. It makes it very hard for us. But for me, it's simple. I don't ship to California, Arizona, Texas, or Louisiana. How you deal with that on your end is up to you. I'm not even going to suggest possible ways, but those states, no, sorry, I can't help you. I'm not going to send anything in there. You go talk to your ag departments about why they're that uptight. I have my days when I feel that Hawaii is definitely a lot more worried about exporting bugs and diseases and things to other places than they are worried about importing stuff into here that causes us problems. It's a lot easier to get in here with the bugs, diseases, or infected things or whatever, noxious weeds and things. It's much easier to get in here. I mean, it's not legal, but it's much easier to do than it is to get out of here. Leaving here, they really cow down to the rest of the states to make sure the stuff's clean. Well, aloha. I got nothing else to say except a howdy hi wave to all the guys over at the ag department. If you're watching, thanks for doing good work, and hey, thanks for the thumbs up. It really felt good to have them tell me that my stuff was real clean. Aloha. Later.